Hey, I'm here with all my mates. Everything is hanging out here in the pancreas. Yeah, I'm one of the purple hats, as you can see, and we kind of usually I'm just sort of making a whole host of things that help the body break down, food coming in into little bits. We use make something like trypsin, for instance. It doesn't actually make you trip up or make you trip in the other way, though. I've never sent it up to the brain. It just likes to go into your sort of digestive tract. So yeah, the company's good here. We have three gangs of us, as you know. The green hats and mixed around the place. We've got the yellow hats. Yeah, they think they're a bit better than us and like a bit posh. And oh, we're going to live in the islets of bloody Langerhans, and uh, yeah, they do help balance glucose levels for the body. So yeah, we let them have their pretensions. We all get along, as I say. Well, I have to say some of the newer neighbours are getting a bit boisterous, which is, I think, kind of what I wanted to get off my chest. They're being particularly noisy at the minute, if you can hear that. You see, we do our cell division thing. That's where we suddenly make another version of us. And, but some of the neighbouring purple cells, they've done the splitty thing. And instead of staying the sort of say being the same jazz at a sensible volume level loving individuals they were before. They're playing Wagner at 11 on the volume scales. Not well done. And also not like, we usually take it easy, just live our life a bit, do our work a bit, and then we get to a certain point where, oh, I'm big enough, I'm going to just split into two and make another because help the workload carry on. But they're just going crazy. They're just, all of a sudden, you click your fingers and there's 40 cell divisions going on instead of just one at that time. Bit crazy. Wish I knew what caused it. I mean, I reckon it's something in the DNA, and they call it cancer, I think. Yes, when you get that kind of cell just... And, but yeah, there's no white blood cells turning up to sort it out or anything like that, so... Anyway, hopefully someone will figure out what's going on and deal with it. So if you see any people who can deal with it, let them know. Let them know. I know where I was in the body. It wasn't all cushy, as I was saying. There were a whole load of crazy cells who'd taken over where I was. I know I was complaining about the neighbours being a bit boisterous, but it was nice to have them, well, the norm to have them around for my home in the pancreas. But there was this invasion. Some tube came in and sucked me up with some of my neighbours, and I was shoved in through a doorway with a big sign above it. It said library preparation, said the sign above it. Yes, library preparation. It will haunt me because after coming into this library preparation room, that's where the torture started. They came in and ground me up, kept the DNA and threw the rest of me away like it didn't matter. At least the DNA is the essence of me, so I can still talk to you. But it doesn't feel so lucky having gone through what I've gone through. Thousands of chemical scissors started cutting me up into tiny pieces. And then some other mechanism made thousands of copies of those pieces. What weird places. They're exact copies of bits of me floating around. Do you know how weird it is seeing 16 copies of your feet floating past? My bum doesn't look too good either. They're going to take me. Well, if I can define the collection of all these copies floating around of me as me. and feed me to a sequencing machine. It'll expose, apparently, the essence of who I am, let them know my DNA, precisely what it looks like, and show the whole world. But for what purpose? I don't understand, I'm supposed to be a healthy cell. I know there are those boisterous cancerous cells coming up nearby, but I should be alright. Should have been able to stay in the pancreas, keep it going, keep producing the trypsin. This sequencing sounds painful. I wonder what state I'll be in afterwards. I once had such a presence in the pancreas. Now I'm just a set of letters in a database. They finished doing their things to me. They put me back together. I'm so important, yet so insignificant. I had wished for an explanation of where all those boisterous neighbor cancer cells had come from, and apparently this is the way to find out what happened. The DNA in those cancer cells is a messed up version of the healthy DNA in my cells, or what was my cell. By turning those bad cancer cells and me into our DNA letters, the scientists can compare the two and try to see where it all started to go wrong. I'm not on my own. I'm here to be called on, part of an army of healthy cells and cancerous cells like me that have been sequenced and are stored in this database, and ready for when the scientists come knocking for knowledge and understanding about what causes the cancer and what could stop it. I'm important because of this, more important than any amount of trypsin I was kicking out to help the body eat its food in my day-to-day role. And here's the thing. I would have died in that body, and maybe that body would die because of the cancer. It may take its life. But here in this database, I'm ready to be called upon for as long as it lasts, for as long as the world lasts. I now have immortality. But I'll wait here now until someone wants